Hello, welcome to all you people who have an ascendant in Sagittarius, like I do, or a sun in Sagittarius, or a moon in Sagittarius, or maybe a little stellium in Sagittarius. That is a couple of planets like Venus or Mars or Mercury, all in Sagittarius. Then this video might be meaningful for you. Now, this is the month of February. I find that a difficult word. I must have said 2013 in the other videos I did. Now, anyway, it's 2014, and it's going to be a month of a lot of activity, I think. And with a lot of activity for Sagittarius, I mean a lot of talking and a lot of communicating. There are a couple of things that are happening in February, and that is, first of all, a Mercury retrograde. And it can be at times a bit annoying, but not always. It really depends on your personal chart. But it is in your third house. So Mercury is, as it goes in Pisces, in your fourth house, so it goes very close to the fourth house, just a couple of days, the first days of February, and then it goes backwards for the rest of the month up until the 18th of March, I think, into your third house again. So it's a long time that Mercury is in your third house. So the first couple of days can be a bit confusing for you, Sagittarians, who've got planets around, let's say, 3 up until 5 degrees, 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Why is that? Because Mercury is going very close to Neptune in your fourth house. So if there is a bit of a miss there, considering maybe your home situation or considering your identity, considering you, considering your ego, you, don't bother too much, because it's only a couple of days. And then Mercury goes retrograde in your third house, and that is the house where you are going to hopefully benefit from a Mercury retrograde. How can you benefit from a Mercury retrograde? Well, by doing a lot of communication, but with thinking 2 times before you do something and say something and think something or rethink something. And also certainly doing backups with computers and all of that. I'm certainly going to do that. So maybe start already, if you're watching this in January, maybe you can start already doing that now. And because it can slow down the way that you communicate. Now, it is not nice to slow down communication when you want to go fast. But if you know that it's going to slow down, you can prepare. And then it's not so annoying. And it's there for a reason. It means that there are things that you need to rethink when Mercury is retrograde in the third house. It can mean that you are going to write something or rewrite something. Maybe you are, it can mean that you are restudying something, or go to college again, or go or university again, or just start new course or something. And you're going to really do that in a mindful way. It's doing things mindfully. What else? It could mean that you are going to reread a book that you've read already, and it's going to have some impact on you. It's going to have, you're going to change the way that you think. And Sagittarians are always interested in that. What else could it be? It could be that a sibling returns, that you reconnect with a sibling that you haven't seen for a long time. So these are all third house areas, and with Mercury there, you can benefit from it as well. If you are not wanting to go too fast, because if you will be able to go too fast or wanting to go too fast, then you probably will have, the more annoying aspects of Mercury retrograde. So keep that in mind. So what else? That is the most important thing actually for February. Another important thing is your ruler stays in the 8th house. Your ruler stays retrograde in the 8th house for the whole month. And so that's still that you are really going deep in certain things of your life that has to do with life and death, that has to do with transformation, that has to do with maybe values, your values towards the values of other people. Maybe things that have to do with fears, that you're really getting stronger there. So that stays on the background, and because that's your ruler and it's in the 8th house. Now another thing is the North Node. The North Node is shifting. Normally I really wouldn't pay that much attention towards that, but it's very important now because it's conjuncting another fast planet, Mars, so it's going to be relevant for all of us. That is happening around the last week of February, and it is shifting in Libra. And so we all have that shift from the Scorpio, the North Node being in Scorpio, towards the North Node being in Libra. What does it mean? It means it shifts from a very the North Node. What is that? The North Node is where we need to go in life, and usually is the path that we're not really good at it. So the area of life where the North Node is means double things. We need to go there, we need to learn, but we're not really talented yet towards that sector in life. And for you it's the 11th house. It's shifting towards the 11th house, which is an easier house, I think, than the 12th house, where it has been lately, the whole year of 2013 actually. So the focus now is lighter. The focus is on diplomacy. Libra is a sign of diplomacy. Libra is a sign of charm. It's the sign of taking in consideration other people. And when that's in the house of friends and long-term goals, it means that there is going to be a growth there. So there's going to be for you growth towards social connections, towards if you're working on the internet, towards that level as well. And with Mars there conjuncting that node at the very end of the month, it means that you will want to grow fast. And so you can have even a bit of an obsessive nature feeling towards that area of your life that you want to expand. So you want to expand, you want to have more friends or better friends, not necessarily more, but better connections, better social networking that can be important for your work, but also just in general. You're going, you might have the feeling that you are going to put more effort towards long-term goals for the future. So having more vision towards where you're heading at. So that can increase, especially during the end of the month. So look out for that. I think it's going to be very positive for you Sagittarians. Because Libra is a sign, is an air sign, and it goes well with you as the fire sign of Sagittarius. And last but not least, there is a very beautiful trine going on between Jupiter, your ruler, and between Chiron. It's a bit of building up, it's a bit the whole month that you can feel that. And Chiron is in a very, the most intimate, the most, not, well, it's the deepest point, it's the most core point of your horoscope, which is the 4th house. And that Chiron there, which is the wounded healer, and which is the planet that has to do with healing and pain. So it's trining Jupiter in the 8th house. So there's a lot of healing going on for you, because you are Jupiter and Chiron is healer, and a wounded healer. So there is, because of intimacy, maybe with a person who's very special for you. And with intimacy, it's not always sexuality that I mean. With intimacy, I mean really finding each other on a soul level, on an emotional level, on a psychological level, and also maybe indeed on a sexual level. that there is healing energy going on, and that can be very, very nice for you. And if you are single, it can mean that certain fears are going to become all of a sudden, because you acknowledge them and because you understand them, they're going to weigh less. They're going to be still there, because Jupiter is still there in the house of fears, in the 8th house, but you're going to be understand them better. And when you understand something better, you can deal with it better. So a very nice month, I hope, for the Sagittarians. I hope you can benefit from that. Now, if you're interested in Chiron, you can check out my YouTube channel. I have there a playlist of Chiron videos that I made. So check out. And if you want a reading, of course, as always, check out my website. Thank you for listening, dear Sagittarians, and see you next month. Bye-bye.